Days after the city finished removing 4 Confederate monuments, 2 others in Mid-City were vandalized.
A group claiming responsibility says they were contracted by the mayor. WDSU's Casey Ferran is live in Mid-City with details. Casey.
Well, Stella, you can actually see an anarchy symbol spray painted on the side of this plaque here. There were also these flyers encouraging people to whack it down. Now, the city says they have not solicited any group to engage in this type of activity, and anyone caught defacing city property will face jail time. Now, overnight in Jefferson Davis Parkway and Banks, a plaque honoring Father Abram J. Ryan, a poet and priest of the Confederacy, was spray painted. Also, a chisel and hammer were left on the steps, and a flyer encouraging people to, quote, take a few whacks or carve your name. The group, called the Revolutionary Abolitionist Movement, is claiming responsibility for it and says, quote, Mitch contracted them to arrange a more participatory spectacle for the removal of the remainder of the city's more odious monuments. Again, the mayor's office claims no ties to this group.
I just took pictures to document it and get MTC out here and clean this monument and take the hammer and chisel away and the propaganda away and clean it up.
I'm on the side to take it down, so to me, I say take your chisel and chisel it down. So I wouldn't personally go up and do that, but that's just for a safety kind of thing. That doesn't mean I disagree, though.
Now, a spokesperson for the mayor's office says that they have no intent on pursuing the removal of any other monuments in the city, and they've received no formal requests for any groups looking to do so. Reporting live in Mid-City, I'm Casey Ferran, WDSU News.
Casey, thank you. Coming up next, how Vice President Mike Pence is focusing on the issues that are important to Louisianians. Well, new tonight, disturbing pictures of 3 horses shared online spark an animal cruelty investigation. And the Humane Society of Louisiana says social media helped its cause in a big way.
People seeing something and sharing it expands the Humane Society's network of support and its ability to respond faster. Take a look at this video of the emaciated horses. They're part of a surplus in the state that Humane Society Executive Director Jeff Dorson says is getting worse on a daily basis. Neglect and abuse, the biggest issues. But Dorson says things are getting better, thanks in large part to the community, law enforcement, and the Humane Society being on the same page. And those horses are now a success story rather than a statistic. At this point,
they're in great shape. We got a team got there just in time. They could not have lasted much longer on their own. They were on a quick decline. Now they're at a great rescue ranch in Slidell.
That ranch, Wind Dancer Ranch Equine Rescue Service, is taking donations to help with the horses' expenses. There is a link right now on WDSU.com.
Well, Vice President Mike Pence flew to Louisiana today. The VP traveled to Baton Rouge for a jobs rally, but as WDSU's Jennifer Crockett reports, the invitation-only event touched on a number of different topics.
Well, as soon as Vice President Mike Pence got off of the plane at Metro Airport in Baton Rouge, he wanted boudin. That's according to United States Congressman from Baton Rouge, Garrett Graves. But there was something else on the menu today: jobs and Obamacare. He also touched on a tragedy that hit us close to home.
I want to share with you that America watched with horror last year as 3 police officers were brutally gunned down, and 3 more were grievously injured here in Baton Rouge. Now, I want to assure you, President Donald Trump, beginning with our law enforcement memorial last Monday, is stepping forward, and we will restore the tradition of respect that is due to all the men and women of law enforcement in this nation.
Pence also said increasing security, creating jobs, and killing Obamacare are not just priorities, they're promises.
Louisiana knows the truth. Every day Obamacare survives is another day the American economy and American families struggle. But let me make you a promise. Help is on the way, Louisiana.
Governor John Bel Edwards met with the vice president today at the airport, but was not mentioned in Pence's speech. In a statement, Edwards was critical of the Trump administration's budget proposal and said he shared those concerns with Vice President Pence. And in New Orleans, Mayor Mitch Blanchard was also critical of the Trump budget proposal, saying it would eliminate community development block grants and also hurt access to affordable housing. Reporting at Port Allen, I'm Jennifer Crockett, WDSU News.
One of the only remaining Medal of Honor recipients for the Battle of Iwo Jima joined families today as they paid tribute to the many men and women who have given their lives for the United States. Herschel Woody Williams and his Medal of Honor Foundation were instrumental in putting together this mural that is now located on the side of the World War II Museum. The 26 by 14-foot painting is a silent reminder of those who have died in service.
I know to the families who will be here today, it's going to mean a great deal to them. In fact, I've already talked to some of them, and they are absolutely appreciative. The fact that the museum is recognizing those families who suffered the loss of a loved one.
Williams was joined by 15 Gold Star family members who saw the mural for the first time today.
All right, weather time. Chief Meteorologist Margaret Orr is here, and what a fantastic day. Pure gorgeousness now and behind you all day. All right, Margaret, thank you. Next in sports, New Orleans native Odell Beckham signed a lucrative record-setting shoe deal today. We'll tell you with whom next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Fletcher Macklin. The LSU baseball team is heated up at the right time. 6 weeks ago, Paul Maneri's club was just over .500 in SEC play. Since then, they've won 11 of 12 conference games, and they're the regular season SEC West champions. Tigers opening conference tournament action against the Tigers. The Missouri Tigers, a team that's never beaten LSU. Granted, these teams have only played 12 times. Since Mizzou joined the SEC, Missouri strikes early. Cameron Meisner, the solo home run in the second, makes it 1-0. But LSU can swing it. The bottom of the order has come alive. 9-hole hitter, true freshman Zach Watson. The double to deep right center field. Check out big catcher Michael Papierski on his horse. He scores all the way from first. Right now, this game in a weather delay, the Tigers on top of Missouri 5-1. If LSU wins, they'll face Kentucky tomorrow. In Southland Conference tournament action, the UNO Privateers taking on rival Southeastern. UNO needs to pull an upset and win this tournament to advance to the NCAA field of 64. Blake Dean's team, they came out swinging. Oren Veillon, great name, 2 home runs, his second, a solo shot in the 5th inning. It puts UNO up 5-2. But Blake Dean's bullpen, they have been a problem all season. The UNO bullpen couldn't get it done today. Webb Bobo, the home run right there. The next batter, Derek Mount, Southeastern, goes back-to-back, and then they break it wide open. They go on to win. The final score from Sugar Land, Texas, 12-7. After losing to South Florida yesterday, the Tulane Green Wave are in the losers bracket in the American Athletic Conference tournament. They were supposed to play Central Florida this morning, but that game was rained out. The Wave and the Knights will now play Thursday morning down in Clearwater, Florida. The Saints started off-season team activities yesterday, and the media will be allowed to watch and film practice tomorrow. This is video from last year's workout. The training sessions are not open to the public, but training camp will return to Airline Drive in late July, and those practices are always free and open for everyone. As for tomorrow, we'll hear from new running back Adrian Peterson and new linebackers Manti Te'o and A.J. Klein. And finally, the most lucrative shoe deal in the NFL now belongs to New Orleanian Odell Beckham Jr. In further proof of the Giants wide receiver's immense star power, he signed a 5-year, $29 million deal with Nike today, and the contract could escalate to 8 years and $48 million if certain triggers are met. The apparel giant retained Beckham, fighting off a matching offer from Adidas. So kudos to Odell. He's been good to New Orleans. Maybe Newman will get some of that money since he went there and he's been good to them over the years.
Yeah.
I'll just say I'll take much, much less for a tie or something. It doesn't have to be $29 million.
I would agree with you wholeheartedly.
Let's work on something.
Always
Thanks,
proud
Fletch.
of our local guys. All right.
Look up tonight so you can see the space station right at 9 o'clock. It's going to be beautiful.
And have fun at Wednesday at the Square. Are we going?
We're going.
We're going to go.
Have fun. And y'all have a great night. Thanks for watching.